Hi, everybody. Roger, Universal Accounting Center. I'm with Rick right now. And as you know, he is your business coach. He is essentially there to assist you in the implementation of what it is you're doing to start and build your accounting firm. And Rick happens to be someone that's been in the accounting world for years, dare I say more than a decade, helping accounting professionals actually start and build their businesses. But most importantly, has his own accounting firm that he actually networks and grows and acquires clients for. So Rick, thank you for being their coach, and share with us kind of what the student needs to understand and expect in this journey that they're having with you.
So I'm going to talk from a broad sense at the beginning here. I have conversations with students as they're finishing up their training quite frequently, and they've maybe even gone through some of the marketing training, but they've been so focused on the bookkeeping training, the tax, that stuff, to be able to offer these services to clients, that the marketing stuff tends to sort of go in one ear out the other, so to speak. And it's pretty common, and I think a large reason for that is that most of Universal students have never had to do that, and they're so focused on passing that final exam, they're sort of thinking of that as something to come, which it is. But really what we have to realize is this is a two-part process. We've got the first part, which the academic training does so well in terms of helping the student be able to have the knowledge and training to be able to provide these accounting and tax services to their clients. But then once you've got that, we've got to realize there's a whole other step that comes next, and that's being able to go out there and market and be able to get clients to offer those services to. And while occasionally I'll have somebody that's done a little bit of marketing in the past, the vast majority of Universal students have never done any kind of marketing. It's something completely new, something that scares a lot of people to have to do, especially with it being something that's new. And so that's where I come in to step in and say, okay, well, let's go back to the marketing training that's part of the curriculum, and let's start putting a plan together and start that process of making it easy to go out and get clients.
So one of the things that I think is important here is when working with someone who's in the process of starting their business, so obviously they don't have the clients as of yet, with as many of the firms do. They're starting, they're trying to get going, and what we want to do is first build that confidence so that they're able to offer quality services. But just to be able to have that confidence to offer the quality services doesn't pay the bills. We need now to focus on sales, and it's basically the mantra of nothing happens until you make a sale. Regardless of how good of an accountant, CPA, bookkeeper you are, if you don't have paying customers, it doesn't matter. And so, Rick, doing what you just described is so key, because what we want to do then is put on that hat that allows us to become an accountrepreneur. And with that mindset of being an entrepreneur, we're able to then realize that we've got to get out there and start making some sales. And that then brings us to this marketing and sales element. Marketing being that this is how we're going to go out and find those ideal clients. We're going to identify them, and then it's putting them through a sales process to where we can actually then get the engagement, literally acquire them as a client. The marketing being the lead generation, the sales being the sales process to the point of meeting with the client, offering the services, giving them a price, and having them say, yes, that is what I need, and I'm going to pay you to achieve that. So with that in mind, Rick, when someone starts to work with you as their business coach, as their marketing coach, as their sales coach, what could they expect as a initial call to maybe launch this?
Well, to lead into that, let's go and look at what students are given whenever they enroll. They're given unlimited student-initiated coaching, and whether that's with their academic coach when they have questions about the accounting or taxes and things of that nature, to then having a marketing coach like myself to help from that standpoint. So from that perspective, they're able to contact me every day if they want to or need to, whether it's by email or text or phone. And that's meant to be able to help answer any questions that they might have, or have brief conversations about certain marketing aspects. But one of the things I was finding is that when students were transitioning from having completed the academic training to now focusing on marketing and trying to get that started, I was having some really lengthy conversations with a lot of students, and it wasn't something that had been built into the coaching support as it had been previously. And you can fill in the gaps or correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of the purpose of this is to help people understand that moving forward, we're going to have a call where they can meet with me for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But essentially in that call, it's to really help sit down and start helping them map out the first few steps that they need to start implementing to get the marketing going. Some people are starting from scratch. They haven't even picked a business name yet. So we might go through some of those things like picking a business name and getting registered, and up to setting up a website or getting business cards and things like that. Or they might have already done a lot of those things, and we might start looking at, okay, well, the first step for those people then is, okay, we need to start implementing marketing strategies. So we might go through the first 2 or 3 strategies that Alan covers in the marketing training. And like I said, just start laying out the roadmap of the next few steps that will allow them to start that process, so that then once they get the ball rolling, they still have their unlimited student-initiated coaching support to be able to get in touch with me and be able to help fill in any gaps or answer any questions as they continue on. So that's essentially what the purpose of that is.
Yeah, I liked how you described it as 2 stages. The initial is the introduction. It's you meeting them sharing with you their goals, what they're trying to accomplish, the timeline that they intend to do it in, how many clients they're needing, what types of clients they're looking for. It's just basically that ground or foundational conversation to really kind of set the stage for what's coming. The second conversation that we're talking about comes after the training, and it's meant to say, okay, it's clear you now know what methods you need to implement. You need to know or need to do these various things, and now you have a chance to meet with your coach and have a little bit more detailed explanation or discussion about how it's going to proceed. How are you going to move forward? And the thing that I'd like to add here, and I think you said it well, is there are those individuals that have, let's say, 0 to 5 clients, and this is quite new, or it's that individual that has 20, 40, 50 clients, and they're trying to do something different. And what we're trying to do here is address each of them individually, which is why having access to Rick is so important, because whether it be you're doing something that is as simple as a business card and business name, or it's maybe putting on an event and meeting with business owners and doing a workshop or a seminar, whatever the case may be, Rick is there to ensure that you're able to do the right thing and do it correctly or do it well. And so that's what we're excited to be able to offer as part of the coaching, to ensure that you're not just getting the information and then trying to go out there and haphazardly do it. It's giving you a chance to, through the coaching that Rick is able to offer, ensure that you're doing it correctly. And so that's very, very important. So Rick, is there anything more you'd like to add about this process and what they should be doing to best utilize your services?
Yeah, just to elaborate a little bit more, one thing that I'm sure every student that has gone through the process of speaking with an enrollment person and working through the training and working with coaches, anyone who's gone through that process, I'm sure, has heard the phrase being in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's what this coaching is all about. The support is, you've got the academic side, but this is meant to help make sure that moving forward, you're still in that position where you're not by yourself. You've got not only your academic coach to help you through, but a marketing coach to do that. And so to feed off a little bit of what you said earlier, whenever we get a new student, I'm within the first day, 24 hours usually, I'm sending out an email to that person to introduce myself via email and say, hey, give me a call. Let's get together. Let's talk. Let's start laying out a plan. Everybody's going to get that email, and hopefully we can have that conversation. But then the second call that we are talking about and that we're adding to the process is that call where Once I see a student has completed the final exam of the bookkeeping course or the tax course or whatever, I'm going to reach out to them again and say, hey, now that you're finished with the academic side of things, it's time to switch modes to that marketing phase. So let's get together again and have an in-depth conversation to start laying down the groundwork of getting that started. And so I would just say this. I think the thing that sets, one of the top things that sets Universal aside is the support that they provide to their students. And at the same time, I don't think students utilize it as much as they really ought to. So I would just really implore people to take advantage of that and reach out to myself and your other coaches to introduce yourselves and start that back and forth conversation and interaction. And then when it comes time to start the marketing, let's get together and let's really help build a foundation that will help you be successful moving forward. That's what we're here for.
Perfect. Very, very well said. I think one of the things that we just need to share here is that phrase you mentioned of being in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So very true, so exemplary of what we're talking about, because literally with all of our programs, everything that you're able to enroll in, you're assigned a very specific coach to help you academically understand the principles and competently provide those services, but then at the same time, literally take now and implement it in your business to ensure that your clients are benefiting from it. So whether it be the professional bookkeeper program, the tax preparer program, Profit First, Value Builder, each of these and more are all assigned coaches so that you can actually do this in a way that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Love, love, love that. So Rick, thank you for actually sharing all of this. I think this is exactly what everyone needs to hear and understand. And I'm excited to be able to offer this so that the students actually have the support that they're needing to excel and really make out of this more than they expected. So realize this, if it's about accounting, it is universal. Take care and thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.